Welcome back to Spyro Ignite Trilogy, and today we are using this game for our 225 special, sub-special that is, to decide, or what I would say would be my best, or what I could put together as what I would think would be the best Spyro game. What I would change to make it better. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the combat. I said it once and I'll say it again. Just running through enemies like this might be fun when you have a big gun, like in Call of Duty and whatnot, and just mow them down. When it's like this, it just gets old, monotonous, and boring. Even when the size of these suckers is a simple matter of just one shot, it's just boring and old. And the fact that you have the 2 attacks plus, yes, you have a spit, which you get as a rock, which is not something you can toggle on and off. It's something that comes situational, which to me is just like fantastic. No, it's not. I mean, very lack of I can't even say lack of creativity, but I mean, the combat to me is something I would change. Something more Legends, because the reason I can say have to use Legends as the example is slightly because the enemies had a hit bar. Like, you know, it took a little bit to work through them, and the elements actually work different on different enemies. There was actually a, strategy balance to figure out which element worked best in what area, or like what enemy build. The second thing, no, I want to stay on combat because I'm not done with combat yet. We'll come to number 2 here in a second. Hopefully in the new game, they're going to add maybe a fly mode. That's something I would change. Maybe some flight combat. Definitely a lot different than Legends. Legends did that all kind of fucked up. They got that all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong they got that. I mean, just all kinds of wrong. You can go to hell.
Thank you, Mr.
I didn't mean to click yes for that. I meant to say no. Actually, I was trying to get through that fast. Light you on fire. But, I mean, just the 1 and 2 attacks, I mean, it's just, it's old, it's monotonous, and hopefully it'd be something they'd look at. I mean, if they want to keep this style, which I wouldn't have honest a problem with, I mean, the game's beautiful regardless. I mean, that's something I will not take away. Graphics is something I would not change. I'd leave the graphics alone, where they sit right now. But maybe add more combat base to it. Oh, that's right, this one you don't have your dive yet. But you do have that one. And when I say I mean flight mode, I mean actual flight mode. Like an actual, you can fly around, look up. Not that supercharged shit. I mean something that you can toggle on and off. You can choose when to do it. An actual feature, not something you gotta have by item. Or like something that just happens to show up when it does. Oh, I can't get up there, sad face. But, I mean, that's something I would honestly add to the combat system, is flying enemies and whatnot. But that's going to change the uprating of the game a little bit, which I don't think Spyro should stay exclusively to the youngest generation of, what's this say it's for? This is E10 plus. Legends was E10 plus. How's that E10 plus? Okay, it's the same rating as Legends, though it's not that dark. This is like E for everyone, and Legends ought to be E10. This is rated as, I don't know. Anyway, the second thing I would change is this. This is not a story. This, them telling you how to beat the level or whatnot, that's not a story. It's, it's an achievement-based game, and that I give it, but I would change it. You can keep the achievement-based, but you can add a story, something gripping behind it, some reason to strive to get the achievements. Like, instead of, it being you have to find this in order to beat the game, how about you add it on the side? Or some of them could be even main level to get it. That I'd be 100% okay with. But add some, something riveting behind it. Give me a reason to want to play, not just one-shot enemies and some achievement scores. Whoop-de-doo. I can get down to any game. What would set this game apart from the other games out there that are doing something like this? Crash Bandicoot, Mario, Zelda. Well, Zelda's a little bit different because those enemies are actually hard. But, I mean, even these big guys, these shouldn't be one shot. So, I would incorporate what I would say a better story, really big story. Like, you see up there that fly, that means I get to fly around a little bit. But, I mean, that's something that I would have 24/7, not Not something that just comes around in. Not one-shot enemy. Something hard. Something fightable. You know, something that makes you want to brawl. Kind of like Legends was. Some of those is. Now, I'm going to sit there and compare this game to Legends because that's about all we can do. Because it's either Legends, because Skylanders is basically this. Hey, I got a magic pickaxe. Oh, that's that totem thing I had to get. And that's the way home. Yada, yada, yada. See what I'm saying is, I mean, this is, it's easy. It's easy as pie, which it's supposed to be. Which I'm hoping that in the new game that they'll bump the level up a little bit. Like, make it a little bit hard. You know, re-innovate. I mean, don't, you know, the remaster was good, but now put your own spin on it. Not a Skylanders spin, because, let's face it, Skylanders was their first attempt at trying to re-energize this series this way. And to those who don't like that idea, it's really what it was. It really was. I mean, lackluster story, basic combat, you know, you have 1 or 2 different attacks, but you could upgrade. That's another something. Shit you can upgrade. That would be something.
These little lizards.
Right here. Rock. See what I'm saying? This right here isn't quite... Oh, it's a little high. A little high. I think at this, that's right. I think they turned for this one. They cup it to where... Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this one's the one that they cup. You can actually have your long shot, but in 3s where they turn down the shot. But, I mean, just re-innovate the story. Make it thicker, you know, give it some sustenance and more to the combat. You give the gems a reason to be there other than just a collectible. That's honestly what I would say is what I would change. Though what I'd like to see, maybe it's this dragon, like this particular Spyro gets older. Maybe he can look like, you know, Legend Spyro, because I do like his character model a lot better than this one. Maybe. Maybe we can just grow this one out. I'm just saying I like the horns and the tail better on Legends than that. Then we can integrate Cinder. You know, let's just mesh the 2 games together. I would honestly just do that, you know. Maybe keep some of the characters from this series and Legends and just mesh the stuff together. One thing I would also change is where the Elder Dragons, they turn into Anthro characters. I'm not one for that when it comes to Spyro. Now, I know what you're going to sit here and scream, but you're a furry. You know, you like the Anthros. Yes, I do, but I don't see Spyro as an Anthro thing, because as you can see here, we have him in the feral form. So as he gets older, he shouldn't grow up to be 2-legged. He should stay on 4. All of them should stay on 4. Keep their little hats, their coats, their belts, you know, keep those characteristics of them, but just put them back on all 4s where they belong. You know, down in the mud, all 4-wheel drive, getting dirty. I had to do that. That was too easy not to. So that's pretty much it. I mean, just tighten up the story or give it some story. Give it some luster. Give it, you know, something. I mean, other than what it's got, which is a whole lot of nothing. Give it that, and we'll be fine. Yep. Alright. I'm going to hit, and I'm going to spit. Love it. Perfect. Now, I'm pretty sure there's nothing up here but these gems. But, I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Maybe that's, you know, increase the combat system of it. That's really just the roundup of the story, is increase the combat, give her some juice, make it, you know, give it something. Give it something, buddy.
You can pick up a...
I mean, just... How did I not hit that sucker?
To aim...
How did I not hit him? That's weird, but okay. Right in the butt. But, I mean, sorry my phone was going off, but that's honestly what I would see, is just mesh the 2 games together. Legends should meet this series. You know, just, you know, let's make everybody happy, not one fandom, you know, or, you know, not one fandom missed, not one, you know, neglected, but, I mean, let's just mesh them together. Let's mesh the 2 styles. Or better yet, mesh the 2 characters. Maybe when they saved the world and pulled the planet back together, maybe they got sent here through one of the portals, so they have to help each other go home. There's you an idea. It integrates both. Right there's the idea. Make both fandoms happy. Both fandoms happy. I'm going to leave it at there. You post what you guys think in the comments. Which ones you grew up, which ones you like with. and we'll take it from there if this needs to become a thing, which, to be honest, it's probably not needed to be just yet. This game's literally only 2 months old, so the devs are still, you know, chilling around and tinkering. Though there's not going to be any DLCs to this game because it's just a remaster, so there's nothing going to be added. No Cinder, no extra levels, which they did to Crash Bandicoot. But let's face it, Crash Bandicoot is kind of like Temple Run. You know, you just run around smashing boxes and, you know, make it. So, I mean, that's about it. You know, there's not much. So, I mean, they could add some to that and get away with it because they're not really changing anything. So, we're going to leave it at there.